6'3" junior from Sumter, South Carolina. Number 12, Travis Frediman. 5'9" freshman from White Oak, North Carolina. Number 15, Rahu Purdy. 6'5" junior from Dorchester, South Carolina. Number 34, Sergio Smith. And 6'8" senior from Perth, Australia. Number 45, Scott Elder. Assistant coaches Jared Jackson and Ryan Hilburn. And the head coach in his first season, Steve Roberts. Thanks, guys. At guard, a 5'9" junior from Ratcliffe, Kentucky. Number 2, Brandon Price. At forward, a 6'9" sophomore from Queensland, Australia. Number 11, Cade Towers. A forward at 6'8", senior from Zagreb, Croatia. Number 15, Yuri Kangina. A forward at 6'6", graduate student from Melbourne, Australia. Number 3, Adam Thosby. And at guard, 6'4" senior from Greenville, South Carolina. Number 32, Damian Leonard. Associate head coach Sean Sweeney. And the head coach in his 10th year, Mike Leader.
Lander won the women's game 80-70. They didn't take their first lead until early in the fourth quarter, but Lander outscored us by 10. We were tied after 3 in the women's game, and Lander beat us 80-70 in the women's contest, so the Hurricanes will try to earn the split. Lander controls the opening tip. Royal blue jerseys, royal shorts, white panel trimmed in yellow gold or light gold, white numbers trimmed in gold. Hurricanes, our home white uniforms trimmed in navy blue with navy numbers trimmed in Georgia Tech gold. Washington shoots a 15-footer, good. We had a hand in his face, but Washington buried the 15-footer anyway, and Landers draws first blood. Landers' uniforms look just like the Los Angeles Lakers. We go alley-oop, and Cade Towers lays it in. Brandon Price with the basket, or Brandon Price with the assist, I should say. And we're tied at 2. Each team scores on their opening possession. Landers' second offensive possession. They go from left to right. They kick it out. Purdy drives, dishes. The layup is blocked. That's a shot clock violation. So good Hurricane defense. We blocked the shot. They failed to hit the rim, and they get called for a shot clock violation. Hurricanes ran an alley-oop to Adam Thosby for our first basket after J.R. Washington made the jumper for Orlando. We're tied at 2, just underway from the Randolph Barksdale Court. Convocation Hall inside the magnificent Student Success Center. Leonard. Now Brandon Price, Brandon right in front of me on the left sideline. Thosby picks up his dribble left of the lane. Now Price between the circles. The 30-second shot clock is down to 3. Towers. Thosby has the shot blocked. That's going to be a shot clock violation. So you don't see that every day. Each team has committed a shot clock violation early. I mentioned Lander won the women's game. Jaquacia Sessler had 17 points in the loss. Yvonne Dunkley had 12, 10 for Vaquisha Hall. Lady Canes had to play without our leading scorer, Jasmine McSwain, she broke her hand late in the game against Augusta on Thursday. Lander got 17 from Taisha Reynolds, 16 from Bree Shea Johnson. Nia Johnson had 15. Bree Crum also had 15 for Lander. The jumper no good by Fredeman. GSW rebounds. Here come the Canes trying to take off first lead. Damian Leonard's three-pointers no good. Washington rebounds for Lander. The Bearcats try to take their second lead. The layup is good by Fredeman. As I said in the pregame show with associate coach Sean Sweeney, they've got some good-looking athletes, I'm telling you. A steal by Washington of Lander. Rahu Purdy, front court for the Bearcats. They are coached by Steve Roberts. Roberts, I believe, played at Lander, was previously an assistant there. The jumper by Purdy's no good, but he gets an offensive rebound. He's a Lander guy. That's a close-knit family, I'm telling you. Everybody I've known that played or coached at Lander, that's a close-knit group. The three by Fredeman is no good. The putback is blocked by Elder. Elder tried to stick it back in. We did a great job, and that's going to be out of bounds, and Lander will have the basketball for GSW. Chandler Thomas will check in, so will Karan Wright and Terrence Johnson. 4-2, Lander with an early 2-point lead. They're 8-2, 2-0 in the Peach Belt. Both of their Peach Belt wins have been on the road. Hurricanes 5-3. Of course, 1-0 in the Peach Belt following Thursday night's win over Augusta. That was a good win for us. After a disappointing effort Monday against Emmanuel, that long jumper no good by Purdy. Hurricanes rebound. We can tie this thing up. Johnson. Now the three is good from deep in the right corner by Adam Thosby. Thosby gives the Hurricanes our first lead. Adam Thosby has scored GSW's first 5 points. A whistle and the first foul of the game is going to go against Southwestern. That stops the game clock with 16:06 to play in the first half. I think Mike Leader tries to argue that their guy initiated the contact, and I think Mike's got a point. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to call that on the defensive guy. Fredeman misses. Offensive rebound. The stick back no good by Sergio Smith, but we foul him. Lander again won the women's game. They didn't take their first lead until the fourth quarter, but they beat us by 10, and that will take us to the under 16 media timeout. Good game so far. 15:57 to play in the first half with the score. Georgia Southwestern 5, Lander 4. Canes lead by 1 at the first media timeout. We're back in 60. You're listening to the Hurricane. For Lander, his first free throw, he missed it. He is shooting 2. 5-4. Sergio Smith can tie the basketball game from the foul line. Smith's second free throw, that one's good. Sergio Smith makes 1 of 2. He ties the game at 5. We're 5-3. Lander's 8-2. They're 2-0 in the conference. We're 1-0. So somebody's going to lose their first Peach Belt game this afternoon. Yuri Gunjina dribbles out to Wright. Karan for threes, good. Wright shooting over 50% on threes, buries that one, and the Hurricanes go up 3. It's 8-5. They go inside, and Yuri Gunjina is going to pick up his first foul. We've got 3 fouls already. They don't have any. 15:29 to play in the first half. This will be the Hurricanes' final game of 2015. I think the kids come back, they come back December the 27th, a couple of days after Christmas, and we play over at Montevallo on January the 2nd. A 3-game road swing to start 2016. Scott Elder knocks down both free throws for Lander, and it's an 8-7 Southwestern lead. On January the 2nd, that Saturday, we play at Montevallo. Go to Georgia College on Monday, then Columbus State on Wednesday. Wright for 3 again, misses this one. Elder rebounds for Lander. He's 6'8". He's every bit of 6'8". Lander can take the lead back with a basket. Purdy finally gets help from Sergio Smith. He hands off to J.R. Washington. Washington averaging 21.5. Canes get a steal. Here comes Adam Thosby. Adam front court, top of the key, Leonard, left side right. Gunjina from deep in the left corner, missed it. Washington rebounds for Lander. Frediman, left sideline for the Bearcats. They post up Big Elder. He kicks it back out to Washington. Washington picks up his dribble on the left wing. Down on the block to Elder. He drives, shoots over Thosby, no good. And finally a foul on Lander as Scott Elder pushed Adam Thosby trying to get an offensive board. First foul on Lander, and it gives the Hurricanes the basketball with 14:22 left. Damian Leonard will get his first blow. Brandon Price, the Western Kentucky, transfers back in. 8-7. Hurricanes bring it down with a 1-point lead. Elsewhere in the Peach Belt today, Georgia College is home against the University of North Carolina Pembroke. Francis Marion plays at Clayton State. Columbus State hosts the University of South Carolina Aiken. Flagler's at Young Harris. Armstrong's at North Georgia, and Augusta plays at Montevallo. Brandon Price rolls it down to Chandler Thomas. Turnaround little jump hook. Misses from 6 feet. Lander's got the rebound for the 3rd straight possession. They have a chance to take the lead back. 13:45 to play in the half. Penetration by Tyree King. They miss. Hurricanes get the rebound. 13:37 to play in the half. Price, front court, right of the free throw circle. We go in the paint to Thomas. He has it stolen by Hose. Here comes Lander. Another chance to take the lead. Washington misses, but the tip-in is good. It's 9-8. The tip-in by Hose gives Lander a 1-point lead. Terrence Johnson picks up the dribble on the right elbow. Gunjina drives and Yuri scores. Yuri Gunjina gets the basket, and it's 10-9. Good guys back on top by 1. Washington from the parking lot misses. Rebound chased down by Terrence Johnson. 12:45 to play in the first half. It's 10-9, Southwestern by 1. Yuri Gunjina thought about the 3, instead drives to the foul line. Short corner left baseline. The jumper's good by Terrence Johnson. Johnson's first basket, and the Hurricanes go up 3. Washington front court, right side for Lander. They post up Big Elder. He backs in on Thomas. Jump hook is no good, but they're going to call a foul on Chandler Thomas. That'll be our 4th foul. Fortunately, the 4 fouls are on 4 different players. Let's quickly pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're involved with Hurricane basketball. His first free throw is good. He's 3 for 3 from the foul line. 12:23 to play in the first half. Cade Towers back in the Hurricane lineup. Cade 6'4", really 6'8". That's a misprint on the roster. Towers 6'8", a sophomore from Queensland, Australia. Both free throws are good. Elders made his first 4 foul shots. They are in kind of a 3-quarter press. Gungina and Thosby, a 2-man game to get the ball in the front court. Gungina now directs traffic. 12 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the half. Damian Leonard back in the Hurricane lineup. Towers, Gungina. We post up Towers. He powers to the basket and scores. Good to see Cade make that strong offensive move. We haven't seen that a lot this year. He made it look easy that time. In traffic, he took it hard to the bucket and got the basket. 14-11. Canes go up 3. 11:38 to play. Taylor Buffkin's in the game for Lander. Fadeaway 13-footer is good by Tobias Hose. And Mike Leader thought he pushed off. He's felt like Lander's offensive players have pushed off a couple of times and gotten away with it. Leonard from deep in the left corner. The 3 goes in but comes out. Sergio Smith rebounds for Lander, and the Bearcats can take the lead. Kyrie King loses the basketball. Yuri Gungina has it for GSW. Gungina tries to get to the basket. It's knocked out of bounds. Hurricanes basketball, but first the under 12 media timeout. Heck of a basketball game so far, just like we expected. 11 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the first half. So far, so good. Georgia. Hurricanes will put the ball in play just to the right of our offensive basket. 11 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the first half. Brandon Price will inbound for GSW. Great inbounds play. The layup is good by Adam Thosby. I've told you time and time again that Mike Leader is one of the best in the business at diagramming inbounds plays under our basket. I've heard him speak on it at clinics. Mike, a genius with coming up with inbounds plays under the basket. That's a travel. Kind of a late whistle, but they got it right. Lander turns the ball over, and GSW will have it with 10:42 to play in the first half. I'd venture to say we get 6 to 8 points every game with inbounds plays under our goal. Mike does a great job with that. One of many things Mike does extremely well. Thosby and Price play catch. Now Damian Leonard joins them. Price between the circles. Leonard for 3, loads up at 3, ball is good. We'll take that shot every time they'll give it to us. And the University of South Carolina transfer knocks down to 3. It gives the Hurricanes a 6-point lead. King at the elbow for Lander. Now Buffkin. Buffkin throws it at the feet of Matthew McLean, but he makes the catch somehow. McLean works on Yuri Gungina. Fadeaway jumper's no good. Hurricanes had the rebound but lost it. Now they go inside, and another whistle and another foul. Hose will be at the foul line for Lander. Lander does a great job of kind of jumping into our players. I guess technically they kind of initiate the contact, but again, 9 times out of 10, the call's going to go against the defensive player. They do a great job with that. Hose's free throw is good. 5 points for Hose. 19-14. GSW by 5 with 9:47 left. Lander won the women's contest 80-70. GSW got 17 from Jaquesa Schessler, but it wasn't enough. Lander got 17 from Tahisha Reynolds, 16 from Brashay Johnson, and 15 from Nia Johnson. Lander gets the basketball back, and Gungina commits a foul. So a couple of mistakes by the Hurricanes. Second foul on Yuri Gungina. That one sends Travis Frederman to the free throw line. Frederman's first free throw is good. Lander so far has made 8 of 9 from the foul line. 19-16, Canes by 3, now 2. As Frederman's second free throw is also good. Price in the backcourt gets help from Adam Thosby. Thosby almost loses it. Price saves it. We've got 6 fouls already. They've only got 1. So much for the home court advantage, I guess. 16 fouls against GSW, only 1 against Lander. They're playing a 1-3-1 zone now, it looks, and the ball is kicked. Are they going to call a foul? Did they call a kick or a foul? They did call a foul. First foul on Travis Frederman. The signal the official gave could have been signifying the ball was kicked, but I guess he was trying to say it was a tripping foul. Second foul against Lander, so they've still got 4 fouls to give before we shoot the bonus, and the next Hurricane foul will put Lander into the 1-1. Leonard for 3 is good again. Damian had a hand in his face that time, but he knocked down to 3. His second, it gives the Hurricanes a 5-point lead, 22-17. Fadeaway 10-footer is good by Frederman. Frederman's got 6, and it's 22-19. Canes by 3 with the basketball. Brandon Price front court. They go back to a man-to-man. They gave us a 1-3-1 look for a little while. Towers sets a pick for Price. Brennan will drive, shoot on the run, missed it. Towers kept the rebound alive, but it's claimed by Frederman of Lander. Frederman front court for the Bearcats. Boy, their uniforms look just like the LA Lakers. Ron Mulkey and Adidas doing a great job with their uniforms. King misses. Canes rebound. Johnson drives. Great pass to Towers, who's fouled. What a look by Terrence Johnson. He got the ball in good shape to Cade Towers. And that will take us to the under 8 media timeout. So far, so good. 5:39, a low-scoring game. Georgia College stays unbeaten. They beat the University of North Carolina Pembroke in women's action 63-51. Clayton State beat Francis Marion 73-61. North Georgia beat Armstrong State 60-52. Cade Towers misses the first free throw but knocks down the second. That gives the Hurricanes a 4-point lead. Also today, Columbus State in women's play beat the University of South Carolina Aiken 62-49. I still say Columbus State may be the best. I think they probably are the best women's team in the conference. Three-pointer is good by Tobias Hose. Tobias Hose buries the three. Augusta University, coached by former Lady Canes and Hurricanes assistant Nate Teamer, they beat Montevallo 69-58. That's a travel. Karan Wright kind of dragged his pivot foot. That gives the basketball to Lander. And they'll have a chance to recapture the lead with 7:21 left. It's 23-22. Canes by one. Brandon Price replaces Karan Wright in the Hurricane lineup. North Carolina Pembroke in men's action leads Georgia College 33-27. About 4 minutes to go in the first half from Milledgeville. Hose over Leonard's good. And Lander now leads it 24-23. 7 minutes to play in the first half. We try to spread them out. Gungina, Price, Brandon, right corner, dribbles to the short corner. Damian for three, not this time. Tobias Hose rebounds for Lander. Washington for threes, good. So back-to-back threes by Lander, and they lead by 4, 27-23. Leonard hands off to Yuri Gungina. Yuri back to Damian Leonard. We need a basket, guys. Gungina right of the free throw circle. Now Damian Leonard, he'll try a three. He'll miss. Two misses in a row for Damian. And Lander's got the basketball with 6:07 left. So Lander making a little bit of a run now. They lead by 4. That's their biggest lead. And they've got the basketball. Washington works on Price. Now Hose against Johnson. Price gets a hand on the basketball, but Washington gets a pick, shoots it, missed it. Yuri Gungina the long rebound. Gungina front court. Price, Towers, Price. Brandon for three's good. Thank you, Brandon Price. Just what the doctor ordered. Price's three brings the Hurricanes to within one. It's 27-26. 5:22 to play in the first half. Lander being patient on this trip, which is not always the case. Washington, they post up Elder. His little jump hook is good. And I think Mike thought he might have pushed off. Yuri Gungina picks up the dribble on the right elbow. Makes an ill-advised bounce pass. They steal it. Purdy's layup is good, and Mike Leader has seen enough. Mike gets a timeout as Lander goes up 5. 4:46 to play in the first half. The score now, Lander 31, Georgia Southwestern 26. Canes down 5. We're back in 60 on 94 Sports. And Augusta continues their road trip. Augusta played here Thursday. They stayed overnight and traveled to Montevallo yesterday afternoon. They take on the Falcons today. Rahu Purdy at the free throw line looking for his third point. Missed it. He'll try again. Purdy averaging 8.4 points per game. Landers 8-2. They've got a good basketball team. Rahu Purdy knocks down the second free throw. Head coach in his first year, Steve Roberts, returned home to Lander. Their former coach, Jeff Brookhammer, took the job at West Florida. Thosby, right, back to Thosby. Thosby's pass is intercepted by J.R. Washington. Hose, bounce pass on the baseline to Elder, back up top to Rahu Purdy. Purdy, Washington, J.R. from 25, shot at 24. And the rebound is by Adam Thosby of Southwestern. Adam gives it to Brandon Price. There are guys all over his back. They might as well give him a saddle. They finally called the foul. Brandon Price did a good job of stopping and forcing the Lander player to climb his back. That's the first foul on J.R. Washington. Don't get real excited. That's only the fourth foul on the Bearcats, so they still have a couple of fouls to give before we shoot the bonus. Now we turn the ball over. What a revolting development. Pull-up jumper goes in, out, and back in by Rahu Purdy. Lander goes up 6. It's 34-28. We've only shot 2 free throws. Brandon Price picks up the dribble a couple of steps behind the foul line, then throws it in the back court. Terrence Johnson picks it up, and that's a back court violation. Johnson did the right thing, though, picking the ball up. If he let Lander pick it up, they probably would have had a layup. 2:38 to play. We've not played our best basketball the last 5 minutes, and Mike Leader expressing his displeasure to his basketball team. That's one thing about Mike. He doesn't really try to hide his feelings, I don't think. Terrible shot by Hose. Hurricanes rebound. Brandon Price. Karan right in the corner. Now Damian Leonard. Now Yuri Gunjina. Back to Brandon Price. His three's good. We moved the basketball very quickly. Found an open three-point shooter. Brandon Price buried it. That cuts a 6-point deficit right in half. 34-31. Lander by 3. They've got the basketball. Crossover dribble. They kick it out to Washington. His three's good. So Washington answers Price's 3. And Lander goes back up 6. It's 37-31. A minute 33 to play in the half. Price penetrates and then throws it away. Probably should have shot it. Purdy drives, count it, and 1. They're going to call a blocking foul on Damian Leonard. And with a minute 28 to play in the first half, Landers at the foul line with an 8-point lead. Rahu Purdy will try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. A minute 28 to play in the first half. Lander won the women's game by 10, 80-70. That was the first foul on Damian Leonard. Purdy's free throw is good. A three-point play. Purdy's played well today for Lander. He's got 8 points already. He came in averaging right at 8. 40-31. Lander's got the biggest lead of the afternoon by either team. We spread them out. Right sideline, just inside the 28-foot mark. Now Damian Leonard left side. Price, top of the key. His three's good. Brandon Price starting to feel it. Price has got 3 baskets. They all have been from downtown. It's 40-34, Lander by 6. Purdy front court. Now Brandon Price, now Hose. Now Purdy, they set a pick right, he goes left. Out to Washington, shot clock at 6. Washington drives by Thosby, gets the shot off and scores. He's a good player. Washington's averaging 21 and a half. He gives Lander an 8-point lead. Gungina just right of the free throw circle, looking for help, still looking. Gets it to Karan Wright. 15 seconds to play in the first half. Karan Wright directs traffic. There's about a half-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Gungina tries to go behind the back on the dribble in traffic. They steal. The shot at the buzzer's no good. So it's 42-34. Lander got to steal, but the shot at the buzzer's no good. So the Hurricanes will go in at halftime down by 8 points. It's 42-34. We're going to keep it right here for a couple of minutes. That'll give us a chance to ranked Kentucky Wildcats 37-25. Xavier beat Auburn today 85-61. North Carolina beat UCLA 89-76. Oklahoma beat Creighton. Michigan State beat Northeastern. Miami beat Charleston today in college basketball. And again, one of the biggest games, Utah beat Duke by 2, 77-75. Hurricanes lose the ball on our first second half possession. Landers got the basketball. They can go up 10 with a bucket. Tobias Hose had 11 in the first half, 10 for J.R. Washington. Washington tries a three that's no good. 8 points each for Rahu Purdy and Scott Elder. Lander gets an offensive rebound, 6 for Travis Frutterman and 1 for Sergio Smith. Hurricanes got 9 from Brandon Price on 3 threes. He was 3 for 4, 3 for 3 from behind the arc. That short jumper's good by Rahu Purdy, and Lander goes up 10, 44-34. Second half just underway. 7 points in the first half for Adam Thosby, 6 for Damian Leonard. We got to get Damian more shots. Little jump hook is no good by Cade Towers. Cade had 3 in the first half, as did Karan Wright. 4 off the bench for Terrence Johnson. Only 2 for Yuri Gungina. Fadeaway jumpers no good by Frederman. Another offensive rebound. They've got 11 offensive boards already. They lead by 10. That's a big reason why. Elder on the high post. Knocked away. He'll go in the backcourt and pick it up. And they're going to call a backcourt violation. Coach Steve Roberts of Lander argues that one of our guys touched it, and it shouldn't have been a backcourt violation. We may have gotten a break. We were due one as we shot 2 first half free throws, and they shot 13. So I think it's time we got a break. Thosby picks up the dribble. Now Leonard between the circles. Damian, 2 for 6 on threes the first half, and that's a foul a long way from the basket. Travis Frederman picks up his second foul. Hurricanes really shot the ball well the first half. We just didn't take many shots. We were 7 for 14 on threes, overall 13 of 23. One reason we didn't take many shots, we had 10 turnovers in the first half. That jumper's no good by Brandon Price. They are getting every loose ball now. They're getting every 50-50 call and every loose ball. Thus, they lead by 10. The runner off the glass is good by Rahu Purdy. 4 second half points for Rahu Purdy. He's got 12 now, and Lander leads it by 12. 17 and a half to play in the ballgame. We post up Chandler Thomas. He drives, double team, shot is blocked, a lot of contact, but no whistle. We can't catch a break right now. Scott Elder comes out for Lander. We finally get the ball inbounded all the way in the backcourt. Terrence Johnson retreats to the backcourt to get the inbounds pass. We need a basket, preferably a 3. Yuri Gungina picks up the dribble. We just do beat the shot clock, and Damian Leonard buries the 3. Thank you, Damian. I mean, he just got the shot off in time. Lander pushes down the floor. They miss. They miss on the follow after getting an offensive rebound. Now we have it. A chance to cut it to 7. Brandon Price's foul. So finally, we're getting a couple of whistles. Second foul of the second half against Lander. We're yet to commit one. Leonard puts the ball in play to Brandon Price. Price between the circles. Leonard from deep in the left corner. The 3's good. So consecutive 3-point baskets by Damian Leonard. And just like that, we're back to within 6. It's 46-40. Just over 16 minutes left. Damian Leonard blocks the shot. Canes want to push it. Yuri Gungina, I thought he got fouled. misses the shot. Now Lander quickly goes from right to left. Brandon Price tries to take the charge, and they're going to call a block. Brandon Price is going to be called for the block. Remember what I said about Lander getting every 50-50 call? Mike Leader's asking the official, what did the guy to do to take a charge? 16 minutes, 14 seconds left, and they're back at the foul line. Brandon Price asked the official what he has to do to take a charge. I'd like to hear an answer. Matthew McLean's free throw is good. 47-40. Lander by 7. Matthew McLean can make it 8. That was McLean's first point. Second free throw is also good. Lander now 13 of 15 from the foul line, and they lead by 8. They've outscored us by 12 from the foul line, by the way. Chandler Thomas lays it in. Brandon Price the assist. Chandler Thomas's first basket. And again, the Lander lead is 6. We play man-to-man. McLean works on Leonard. Now, Purdy drives, and they're going to call a foul. And that will take us to the under 16, the first media timeout of the second half. 15:42 to play. Lander leads it by 6. It's Lander 48, Georgia Southwestern 42. We're back in 60. You're Lander's at the free throw line. Lander already has a 6-point lead. That foul was the second on Brandon Price. Free throws, no good. Wahoo Purdy will try again. Second free throw, that one's good. 13 points now for Purdy. He came in averaging 8, and he's got 13 already. Hurricanes run the half-court offense. Karan Wright's in the game. Brandon Price back to Wright. Karan from downtown misses. The rebound is by Matthew McLean of Lander. They push it down the floor, and another foul on GSW. Mike Leader getting very frustrated. Second foul on Karan Wright. And they're back at the foul line. Tobias Hose. First one's no good. I'm going to let you draw your own conclusions. They've shot 18 free throws. We've shot 2. 18 free throws for Lander, 2 for Southwestern. Now, I don't want to whine or anything, but should that happen at home, Hose's second free throw is good, and it's 50-42. Just over 15 minutes to play. Price bad pass. Chandler Thomas commits a foul trying to get the errant pass. Second foul on Thomas. And Landers got to basketball. They can go up 10 with a basket or a couple of free throws. That's probably more likely. Rahu Purdy guarded by Brandon Price. Taylor Buffkin's in the game now for the Bearcats. They almost turned the ball over, but it's saved at midcourt by Purdy. Buffkin with the shot caught at 3, forces the jumper. Chandler Thomas rebounds for the Hurricanes. As bad as we've played, and even with the disparity in free throws, we're still very much in it. Brandon Price drives and scores. That's the first basket of the second half by Brandon, and the Hurricanes are back to within 6. Lander runs their half-court offense. Lander a long way from the basket. Purdy now drives, gets it inside, and Sergio Smith lays it in. I thought he might have shuffled his feet. Count to a basket, and Sergio Smith with a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. Yuri Gungina checks in. Boy, Yuri's been quiet today. Gungina played so well. He made 4 of 4 threes against Augusta on Thursday. That's the third foul on Brandon Price. The free throw is good by Sergio Smith. They've shot 7 free throws the second half. We haven't shot any. Yuri Gungina averaging 13 points. He's got 2 today. Brandon Price front court for the Canes. Leonard from deep in the corner. The three's good. Damian Leonard trying to keep us in it. That three-pointer by Leonard. And we're back to within 6. The 13-footer by Buffkin is no good. Yuri Gungina rebounds. He brings it down himself. Damian Leonard. Great pass to Gungina. Yuri misses. Scott Elder rebounds for Lander. Hose drives by Price. Shoots on the run. No good. And a late whistle. And what really bothers me, the play was coming right toward the lead official under the basket. He didn't make the call. The guy 25 feet away made the call. Fourth foul on Brandon Price. That's really going to hurt our chances. The foul may have been there, but don't call it under the other guy's nose. The guy under the basket had a great look at it. He was going to let it go, but a guy 25 feet away makes the call. It's 54-47. Lander now by 7. Tobias Hose can give them an 8-point lead. Second free throw, missed that one. Now, in fairness to the officials, we're shooting a lot of threes, so I guess we're not getting fouled much. Finally, a foul called as Scott Elder knocks Terrence Johnson down. They've shot 21 free throws. This will be our third. Terrence Johnson looking for his 5th point. Free throw's good. 5 points now for Johnson. Terrence, an 87% free throw shooter coming in. It's 54-48. Terrence Johnson can bring the Hurricanes to within 5. Johnson takes aim. Second free throw, missed that one. And the rebound is taken by Tyree King of Lander. Lander going from right to left here in the second half. Canes still play man defense. Karan Wright guards Tyree King. Brandon Price on the Hurricane bench with 4 fouls. Johnson guards Tobias Hose. Hose will drive, shoots over Thosby good. Tobias Hose now with 15 for the Bearcats. And he stretches the Lander lead back to 8 with 12 and a half to play now. Leonard will penetrate, kick it out to Johnson. Terrence pull up, 8-footers, no good. Rebound by Lander. Bearcats want to run. Great pass, the layup is no good. Tyree King blew the layup for Lander. And the Hurricanes go from left to right. That's a lot of contact there for nothing to be called. We miss, and Hose is fouled. So for the final 12 minutes and 3 seconds, Lander will be in the bonus. That's our 7th second half foul already. 3rd foul on Karan Wright. So many fouls in our backcourt. Brandon Price sits with 4 fouls. Karan Wright just picked up his 3rd. Tobias Hose, free throw. The big left-hander is good. Hose now 5 of 7 from the foul line, and he can give Lander a 10-point lead. Hose' second free throw hits the front of the rim, but it falls in. And Lander goes up 10. It's 58-48. We're just under 12 minutes to play. We'll get the under 12 media timeout on the next dead ball. Thosby, now Yuri Gungina, now Damian Leonard. Back out to Gungina. His 3 is no good. J.R. Washington rebounds for Lander. They can go up 12 with a basket, but the Hurricanes get a steal. Gungina, front court to Thosby. Chandler Thomas scores and 1. So Chandler Thomas got the basket, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. It's 58-50. Thomas's basket cuts it to 8. He can cut it to 7 from the foul line, but first, the under 12 media timeout. We're still kind of hanging around. 11:29 to play. It's Lander 58, Georgia Southwestern 50. Good guys down 8. We're back in 60 on the WDEC Georgia Southwestern Radio Network. Yeah. Chandler Thomas got the basket. Now we can supersize it. 58-50. Lander leads it by 8. Chandler Thomas can cut it to 7 from the foul line, but he misses. Tobias Hose rebounds for Lander. 58-50. Lander by 8, and they've got the basketball. J.R. Washington between the circles in the Lander front court. We still play man defense. Washington picks up the dribble at the left elbow. Hurricanes want a 5-second call that we don't get. Now the fadeaway jumper off the glass, no good by Hose. Loose ball is going to go out of bounds. And Lander will have the basketball. 10:57 to play. Terrence Johnson returns for Southwestern. Yuri Gungina, who's been uncharacteristically quiet today, he'll come out. Tyree King drives and scores for the Bearcats. King's first points. It gives Lander a 10-point lead. Thosby looking for help from the left elbow. Still looking. Finally gets it from Karan Wright. Terrence Johnson, right side. The jumper is good. It's a three by Thosby. And as the ball goes through the net, Coach Mike Leader wants and gets a timeout. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the basketball game. It's now Lander 60, Georgia Southwestern 53. Hurricanes down 7. We're back in 60. You're listening to Hurricane Basketball on 94 Sports. We've got one more basket than they do. We've got 8 more three-point baskets than they do, but they've got 18 more free throws, or 18 more made free throws. That drive and the shot is good by Lander. And the Bearcats go up by 9. Hurricanes in the half-court offense. 9:45 left. Thosby drives and scores.
Adam Thosby.
Thosby now has 12, and the Hurricanes are back to within 7. Tyree King picks up his dribble. Now Washington for a three is no good. Johnson, the Hurricane rebound, and we can cut it to 5 with a basket. Brandon Price playing with 4 fouls. He misses. And I think Chandler Thomas is on the back of Lander Scott Elder. Third foul on Chandler. 8th foul against GSW. They've only been called for 3. And Lander's at the foul line where they've spent most of the afternoon. Elder's free throw, he missed the front end of the 1-and-1. And the Hurricanes another chance to cut it to 5. We could cut it to 4 with a three-pointer. Price, Johnson. Lander's playing some zone defense now, it looks like. Looks like the Bearcats are playing a 2-3 zone. Thosby drives baseline, gets bumped by Elder, no call. Leonard left corner, and before the 3, they're going to call an illegal screen on Southwestern. We can't catch a break. We got our best shooter open for a three-pointer, but before he could attempt the shot, we get called for an illegal pick. That's the 4th foul on Chandler Thomas. So now Chandler Thomas has got 4. Brandon Price also has 4 for Southwestern. And Lander's got the basketball with a 7-point lead. King will drive, stop. Hose loses the ball, picked up by Gugina. Uri in the front court, crossover dribble, and he's fouled. Only the 4th foul against Lander, so they've still got 2 fouls to give before we shoot to 1-and-1. We're 2 of 5 from the foul line. They're 19 for 25. So they've attempted 20 more free throws, and they've got 17 more points from the foul line than we do. Price goes baseline. Now we work it back up top to Thosby. Adam out to Gungina. Yuri open for three. He misses. Yuri having a tough afternoon. Lander goes the other way. The layup is good by Tyree King. We were slow getting back on defense, and Tyree King gives Lander a 9-point lead. Yuri Gungina now 1 of 6 from the field after going 4 of 5 against Lander, or against Augusta, I should say. 4 for 4 on threes. Thosby drives. He gets fouled. 7:55 left, and now we'll go to the under 8 media timeout. We're not playing very well, but we're still in it. 7:55 left. We're not playing very well, but I think Lander's got a lot to do with that. 7:55 to play in the ballgame. It's Lander 64, Georgia Southwestern 55. We're back in 60 on the Hurricane Sports Network. Adam Thosby steps to the free throw line for Georgia Southwestern. Adam, an 81% free throw shooter on the year. Free throw missed it. Thosby looking for his 13th point. Hurricanes now 2 of 6 from the foul line. Second free throw, Thosby knocks that one down. And Lander leads it by 8. They've got the basketball. Tyree King picked up at midcourt by Brandon Price. Price has to play him cautiously as Brandon's got 4 fouls already. They try to roll it down to Sergio Smith. They pick up the loose ball and score. Tobias Hose in the right place at the right time as we knocked the ball away, but it rolled right to Hose, and he laid it in. Lander goes up 10 with 7:21 to play. Leonard between the circles. We got to get Damian some more shots somehow. Brandon Price now top of the key. Shot clock at 5. We set a pick for Price. Brandon gets to the basket and scores. Brandon now with 13. And that one brings the Hurricanes to within 8. After today, the Hurricanes off for the holiday break. We meet back a couple of days after Christmas, then travel to Montevallo on January the 2nd, the first of 3 straight road games to start 2016. Pull-up jumper is no good by Washington. He follows his shot, misses, but the tip is good by Tobias Hose. Like I said, they're getting every 50-50 call, and they're getting just about every loose ball. I can't blame it all on the officials. They are out hustling us at times. That ball is knocked out of bounds by Matthew McLean. Hurricanes will put the ball in play with 18 on the shot clock and 6 minutes and 18 seconds on the big clock. We're shooting 48%. Price misses a 3 from the top of the key. Sergio Smith rebounds for Lander, and the Bearcats can go up 12. We are 14 minutes into the second half, 6 minutes left. Smith, top of the key. Now Washington, now King. They set a pick for Tyree King. He'll drive, and the scoop shot is good. Boy, that's too easy. Tyree King got to the basket and gives Lander a 12-point lead. Price, now Leonard. Tyree King doing a good job on Damian Leonard. Leonard in the paint, they're going to call a blocking foul. We may have finally gotten one of those 50-50 calls. It's about time. 5:35 left. Blocking foul on Lander. The 6th foul against the Bearcats. So we're still not in the bonus. Karan Wright replaces Terrence Johnson in the Hurricane lineup. Karan Wright, 28-foot mark right side. And they're going to call another illegal screen against Southwestern. Lander has the basketball. Lander in their half-court offense. That's not a push-off. Tobias Hose misses. Thoseby rebounds for Southwestern. Thoseby recovers the loose ball. Now Brandon Price. We're down 12 as we approach the 5-minute mark. Thoseby drives, count it, and one. That comes at a good time as we were down 12. Thoseby with a chance for a 3-point play that could bring us to within 9. Lander won the women's game 80-70. Thoseby's free throw's good. Thoseby's trying to keep us in it. 16 now for Thoseby. Adam came in averaging 11. Canes within 9. Landers led since the first few minutes, but we've kind of hung around. Washington's jumper spins out. On the rebound, a whistle and a foul. They are killing us on their offensive glass. That was their 17th offensive rebound. You know, I can sit here and complain about the disparity in the free throws, but you're not going to win when you give up 17 offensive rebounds. The free throw is good by Matthew McLean. He's 3 of 3 from the foul line. 71-61. That was the 4th foul on Karan Wright. We've got 3 players now with 4 fouls. Second free throw is also good by Matthew McLean. McLean 4 of 4 from the foul line. He'll come out. Travis Frederman back in for Steve Roberts' basketball team. 4:25 left. Canes down 11. Price, top of the key. Thoseby for 3's good. I'm telling you, Thoseby's trying to keep us in it. That 3-pointer brings us to within 8. Just over 4 minutes left. Lander runs their half-court offense. 4 minutes left. We'll get our final media timeout on the next dead ball. Tyree King's 8-footer is good. King has got 8, all in the second half. As the ball goes through the net, Coach Steve Roberts, the head man at Lander, gets a timeout. 3:53 left. Hurricanes have a mountain to climb. 3:53 left. We trail by 10. It's Lander 74, Georgia Southwestern 64. Good guys down 10, back in 60 on 94 Sports. Hurricanes put the ball in play, trailing by 10 at 74-64. 3:45 to play in the ball game. Last game of 2015. The 2016 portion of the campaign starts January the 2nd at Montevallo. Leonard will drive, tries to bounce it down to Thomas. He does. Chandler back out to Thosby. Shot clock at 5. 3:27. Thosby 16-footer's good. It'd be over right now, except for Adam Thosby. Adam keeping us in it. Canes within 8 with just over 3 minutes left. Lander in no hurry with an 8-point lead. 21 now for GSW's Adam Thosby. Shot clock at 4. Washington at the foul line, step back, 15-footers, no good. Terrence Johnson rebounds. Thosby will drive, he's cut off. Shovel pass to Leonard, now Johnson, now Thosby. Back out to Johnson. Terrence will drive. Leonard, Damian spots up for 3, missed it. Boy, that hurts. That would have cut it to 5. We had the shot we wanted. Damian Leonard missed the triple, though. So we're still down 8. That 3 would have cut it to 5, but now they've got the basketball with an 8-point lead. 2:16 left. Unlike the Thursday game against Augusta when we made every clutch basket, not so today. There's a steal by Brandon Price. Brandon playing great defense with 4 fouls. Brandon Price penetrates, shoots on the run, missed it, but they foul him. So Price will be at the foul line with 1:59 to play. 74-66 the score. Landers 21 of 27, 78% from the foul line. They've shot 27 free throws. This will be our 9th. It's good. Canes now 5 of 9 from the foul line. Brandon Price has 14. Brandon averaging 8.5. Second free throw is also good. And the Hurricanes still hanging in there. It's a 2-possession game. We're down 6 with 1:59 left. Lander won the women's game by 10, 80-70. Lander didn't take the lead in the women's game until the 4th quarter. Just over 9 minutes left before Lander took the lead. Tobias Hose, right sideline, drives by Terrence Johnson. Chandler Thomas comes over to help. Washington for 3, deep left corner is good. That one hurt. Washington's first points of the second half comes at a big time for Lander. Thosby, 6-footer, missed it. His tip is no good. He tries again and misses. So Thosby missed, had a chance for a tap in, but wouldn't go. Lander's got the basketball with a 9-point lead. 67 seconds left. 77-68, Lander by 9. They can go up 11 with the basket. Frederman with 6 on the shot clock. Washington, who's been quiet the second half, he shoots a 3, shoots an air ball out of bounds to Southwestern. So we've got the basketball trailing by 9 points with 49.7 seconds left to play. Scott Elder goes back to work for Lander. Matthew McLean out. Stranger things have happened. Thosby will drive. Thomas, 10-footer, missed it. Elder rebounds for Lander. That hurts. An empty possession for the Hurricanes. Leonard slaps the basketball right back to Frederman. 28 seconds left. We double team Frederman. Doesn't look like we're going to foul. We're down 9 with 21 seconds left. Shot clock at 8, game clock at 18. Looks like the Hurricanes are going to concede here. We're down 9, and looks like they're going to accept a shot clock violation. So Lander does not get a shot off, and the allotted 30 seconds. Hurricanes will get to basketball with 9 seconds to play. Terrence Johnson will put the ball in play for the Hurricanes. Lander's going to improve to 9-2. They'll be 3-0 in the Peach Belt, and all 3 conference wins were on the road. Brandon Price for 3 missed it. 15-footer by Thosby's good. 1.7 seconds left. Lander puts the ball in play, and it's over. So Lander improves to 3-0 in the Peach Belt Conference under first-year head coach Steve Roberts. Lander now 9-2, 3-0 in the Peach Belt. Hurricanes fall to 1-1 in Peach Belt play, and we're now 5-4 overall. The final score from the Randolph Barksdale Court, Convocation Hall inside the magnificent Student Success Center on Georgia Southwestern's campus. Lander beats us here at home. The final score, Lander 77, Georgia Southwestern 70. I'll wrap it up after this on the WDEC Georgia Southwestern Radio Network.